All right, BJ and Amanda have been doing a little training work on Charlie. Wanted to show you kind of what we've been working on. I know we said we've just been boarding her, but the last 2 or 3 times she's been here, I've been trying to actually train with her a little bit, give you guys a little bit of something to work with and help keep her under control. So I'm going to show you what we've been doing. I'm going to do this kind of point of view style, so I'll be holding the camera and walking. So the first thing you have to recognize with any dog training you do is to understand the tendencies of the dog. Charlie is a pusher, meaning she's like a child who pushes your buttons. You know, sometimes we call it give them an inch, they'll take a mile, or the toddler who tells you no, whatever. And the way that we have to deal with these dogs is it's all about follow through. Just like with kids, you have to give the dog a very specific command, and you must make sure you follow through with it. If you decide you're going to give a command, you can't waver on it. And so how do you do that with a dog? How do you communicate that to a dog? So I want to show you how we're going to do that today. So first and foremost, Charlie is sitting here politely with me, waiting to go on our walk, and being a good girl. So what I've been working on is I've been teaching her 2 simple commands, by far the 2 most important commands, which are here and sit. And right now she's at sit. And what you might notice is she's wearing an electronic collar. The electronic collar is how we follow through with the dog. So Charlie understands what it means to come to me when I tell her to come to me. And she understands what it means to sit. And she understands when it's time to be free. So we're going to go on a walk, and I'm going to show you how we keep Charlie under control. Even though we're out here, wide open space, Charlie would much prefer to run around like a ding-dong. She's sitting here like a good girl, even with all the other dogs over there barking at her. So, Charlie, let's go. Come on. We're just going to go on a little walk through our woods here. Charlie's kind of sitting here behind me, walking politely. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Head it, girl. Head it, girl. She's a little bit nervous because I just gave her a big correction earlier. So you'll notice that she's doesn't have her tail up, which means that she is responding to me, which means she is being respectful of me. She's paying attention to me. The tail with her tells you a lot. When her tail is up, she's doing her own thing. Right now, her tail is not curled up, so she communicates with her tail. So, the commands are the words here and the word sit. And we'll let her get a little ways away from us, and we'll call her into us. But notice she's just walking here politely, being a good girl. Good girl. And I'm not being too picky about where she walks at this point. This is pretty early. Charlie, here. Here. Good. Sit. Good. So what I did there is when I told her here, I gave her a very tiny stimulation on her neck. And she responds to very small amounts. She's actually quite sensitive. For a dog that's so amped up and so powerful, she needs a tiny little bit of correction will bring her in. And then, of course, she loves her praise. Notice that the tail is wagging a little bit there, telling me she feels good. She's happy. She's secure. She understands. All right, let's go. So we're just out here on a little walk out through our bird field. Charlie's kind of bouncing around on me, behind me. But being under control. Good girl, Charlie. And I'm going to now tell her to SIT without using the collar. Charlie, sit. Good. So that was no collar. So we don't have to apply the stimulation if the dog responds. The idea is, now that she knows what the command means, we have taught her what sit is. So now that she knows what sit means and she knows what here means, she understands how to do that stuff. The e-collar is there as the follow-through, the reinforcement. We're not using it as punishment. We're not trying to, we certainly don't want to hurt the dog. That's not what this is about. It's not about punishing or, getting even with the dog. It's simply about how do we communicate with the dog to speak their language. Because unfortunately, they don't speak English. So we have to be able to teach them to do that. And doing this where we stop and we teach the dog to automatically sit down when we stop, that's a big part. Good girl. All right, all done. I'm giving her a command to release her from her sit. Where you at? So she's walking right behind me, being a good girl. She's actually, a little bit submissive here, and that's okay. Right now, I'm more interested in her being under control than I am about her, wandering a long distance away. She's definitely no difficulty with her being, bold and outgoing. I want her under control. And we're getting there. Girl, Charlie. You being good? Holy moly. Something dug up my pond there. Good girl, Charlie. And of course, we're doing all this without a leash. I'm not controlling her with a rope. This is all just about her understanding the command. And she knows what those commands mean. Charlie, here. Charlie, sit. Good. Good girl. And then the e-collar is there only as reinforcement. We don't need to stimulate her unless she thinks she's going to take off or she's going to disobey or, challenge you. Then you can follow through with the e-collar. Charlie, here. Good girl. Charlie, sit. Good dog. Good girl. So, really, it's only been a handful of sessions that I've done this with Charlie. She's actually quite intelligent. Like, she is very capable of learning a great deal. Now, this will be a good challenge because she wants to go see the other dogs. Charlie, here. Ooh, that was tough. Good girl. Because she likes to play with the other dogs. Sit. Good. Good sit. Good girl. Good. So there we actually drew her away from a temptation. So that's a very good sign that she understands these commands. She knows what they mean. And we just have to have some way of reinforcing it with her. And once she knows the reinforcement mechanism is in place, she's really not challenging me. So, Charlie's a good dog. She's very intelligent. She's very capable of learning a lot of stuff. She's not being difficult on purpose. Hey, come here. I'll give you some love. Give you some love. Yes, you're a good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. Okay, good dog. So anyway, that's a little bit of what we've been working on with Charlie. She's a good girl. Yes, you are.